It's happened. Elon Musk has bought Twitter. The Twitter board has unanimously accepted Elon Musk's bid for uncontested power. Free speech on Twitter finally secured by allowing an oligarch to singly and privately control one of the world's largest social media corporations. A number of thoughts. First of all, Elon Musk is, before anything else, an overconfident, egotistical idiot surrounded by yes men who have never told him that his designs are impossible, ineffective, and cannot come to pass, which is a reason why his entire career as a spokesman for his technological adventurism has been wrought with disappointment and failure, where he will promise something and then either never deliver on it or continue to adjust those expectations until it is empirically worse than things that were invented in the 19th century, and then release a more expensive half-assed version of it anyway. With that in mind, I have a feeling that most of the change we're going to see to Twitter is just going to be more of that. Like, every other week, Elon Musk is going to get 2 million likes on a tweet where he says something like, what if we beamed Twitter over the radio waves so that you could do tweets by making chattering noises with your teeth? And it'll get 2 million likes, and then like everyone will forget about it, and it won't, and it just, nothing will come to pass. And we're just going to have to deal with that, We're going to have to deal with the, realistically, probably the main thing that he cares about, which is him using this as like a self-aggrandizing platform to continue to promote himself as a sort of Christ-like savior of technological futurism, as opposed to a sort of mediocre businessman and venture capitalist. That's most of what we're going to deal with, Is Elon Musk going to police the platform in a way which brings about a right-wing bias? Probably, but I don't really know how. In terms of TOS changes that he could reasonably make, there are probably some things that he could do. The most likely thing that he would do is really cut back on people getting banned for far-right hate speech and unban people who have been banned for that. That seems likely to happen. People have said that they're going to get mass banned for saying X or Y on Twitter. I don't think he's going to do that. I think that would be an overextension of his social allowances, but I guess we'd really have to see. People are saying you'll get your account banned for talking about unions. I mean, maybe, but probably not. Really, the main change that I foresee is just him being incredibly obnoxious, which isn't anything new, obviously. I mean, what has he been tweeting? Hold on. 1.5 million likes from 5 hours ago. My God. Free speech is the bedrock of a functioning democracy, and Twitter is the digital town square where matters vital to the future of humanity are debated, said Mr. Musk. I also want to make Twitter better than ever by enhancing the product with new features. Yeah, apparently he wants to move Twitter, which has never been a profit generation machine, away from advertising as a model for payment and towards subscriptions. He wants to move it towards people having to pay for Twitter Deluxe, as opposed to advertisements fitting the bill. So that's great. I mean, I can't pretend I complain. One donor from you guys will be my Twitter sub. I'm on Twitter for my job, but yeah, it's dumb. I also want to make Twitter better than ever by enhancing with new features, making the algorithms open source to increase trust. I am in favor of open source algorithms. Though keep in mind, you should never trust anything that he says, because he lies constantly. Defeating the spam bots and authenticating all humans. Want to know what he means by this. Authenticating all humans. Because the main way, as I understand it, that places like Twitter get spammed these days is that there's mass account buying programs, right? You can have a human make an account, use it barely for 4 years, and then they sell the account details, or the account details just get caught in a phishing scam and get brought into this big block of 100,000 Twitter accounts that can all, I don't know what this means, authenticating. Sure, I guess we'll see. Twitter's tremendous potential. Great. They're gonna have to put your credit card details. I hope that means even my worst critics remain on Twitter, because that is what free speech means. Woo! We have a Hyperloop tweet. How long ago did they first bring up Hyperloops? What was it, 100, 300 years ago? and now we're finally getting ready to test it, and the thing we're testing is a more expensive extra lane to traffic. God help me. Is that it? Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, remember that picture of the Elon Musk tunnel that's still at traffic? God, I love it. Jeff Bezos did a meme. Why are you pro open source algorithms? There's a lot of complicated tech stuff that I don't fully get. But as a general rule, I feel like algorithms have the potential to massively change the effect these spaces have, and that transparency is good, I think. So Jeff Bezos tweeted this. Interesting question. Did the Chinese government just gain a bit of leverage over the town square? In response to Tesla's second biggest market is China. Tesla battery makers are major suppliers for Tesla's EVs. After 2009, when China banned Twitter, the government there had almost no leverage over the platform. That may have just changed. The implication being that Elon Musk relies on China for his Tesla manufacturing and sales, and that now that he personally controls Twitter, there might be some negative leverage there. Is this true or not? The answer is that it doesn't matter. The fact that it is a potential problem at all is what we should be concerned about. We are literally talking about the wealthiest man in the world singly owning one of the largest social media platforms in the world. Obviously, this is a power structure ripe for abuse, and competing business interests or anything to that effect seems like a pretty obvious just fact of reality in a system where stuff like this can happen. Is Musk richer than Bezos? Well, he was. Bezos lost a lot of money because of the divorce, but Musk just lost a bunch of money because he bought Twitter. So, we'll see what big changes come about, but, you know, a lot of this, I really do just think this is part of the Musk cult. You know? He didn't lose it, he owns it now, Lamau. Yeah, if the resale price was determined to be 44 million, not lost, just converted into Twitter stocks, which are probably soaring. Well, it would depend on whether the resale price. I actually haven't checked. Has it? What is Twitter's stock looking like? Is he going to delist it? Actually, wait, hold on. I'm actually asking that. Does anyone know if he plans on delisting it? Doesn't he? That's what I heard. Yeah, if that's the case, then it would be lost because the only pricing that you would have for Twitter would be individual assessments as opposed to the aggregate stock price. Not properly lost, but abstracted? Huh, that is weird. And any losses will be hidden? Ooh, that's a good point. When a corporation goes public, you know, you can basically just see a live updating line graph on the worth of that corporation. Going private means it's like, well, how worthwhile is it, you know? Well, you need to get it appraised. And as we all know, appraisals of the worth of social media sites are always accurate and reflect the value of the property. Yes. We'll see how it goes. I'm no financial expert.